So my name is Elias. I'm going to be informing you on how wasting water has damaging effects to the world that we live in today. I'm also going to give you an action plan that I've created to prevent any more water wasting in our earth. So I have a good question to ask you. How many times do you leave your water running when you perform your daily hygiene routines? The US EPA states that the average family wastes about 180 gallons of water per week and 8,600 gallons of water annually, just from simply leaving their water running too long. Simply to just turn off the water when you're brushing your teeth can save up to 8 gallons of water per day, and shaving or shutting off the water and shaving can save up to 10 gallons of water per day. You can easily save 5,700 gallons of water annually just from applying this simple method to your hygiene routines every single day. So according to the CDC, 780 million people worldwide don't have access to an improved water source. Nearly 1 billion people, that's nearly 1 million people, or 11% of the population, who don't have access to a clean source of water. With the research and studies, I came to a conclusion that this is a damaging effect to our world and for the human beings that belong on this earth. So I decided to do something about this and take action. I decided to create the Water Waste Act. Now, the Water Waste Act reduces water wasted first throughout the United States, which causes poor air quality, environmental degradation, and economic loss, by simply offering an affordable two-step plan to citizens, business owners, and large establishments to put an end to wasting water. So a good question to ask yourself is, why is wasting water such a big problem? It may seem like we have an infinite source, do we? Well, really, it affects a lot of people, the environment, it affects you yourself, the economy, and the state of the health of the world. Is really affected, especially by wasting water. So according to the World Health Organization, 1 in 3 people globally don't have access to a safe drinking water source. 144 million people rely on surface water as their main source of water for drinking and bathing. So globally, 2 billion people use contaminated water with feces. Now, these feces can cause diseases in the human body such as diarrhea, chlorea, dysentery, typhoid, and polio. These are all detrimental diseases to the human body that billions of people have to deal with daily just because they don't have a simple, clean source of water. It's very sad when I researched this out. Sadly, children are affected as well. TWD states that 800 children under the age of 5 pass away every single day just because they drink a dirty source of water and not a clean source of water. The reason why these children pass away so easily is because as they're growing up, they don't have a full grown immune system to fight any diseases that enter their body, so their body collapses from it. Women are affected as well. Women spend 266 million hours daily to find a clean source of water to bring back home to their families and to provide to their families. The average woman in poor countries walk 6 kilometers just to haul 40 pounds of water and bring it back to their families. It's very harsh conditions for these people who don't have a clean source of water and have to do all this work just to bring the water back to their families. Wasting water also affects the more fortunate people and the environment as well. Drop Connect states that wastewater requires processing, which burns the fossil fuels that currently fuel our planet. Now, we do not have an unlimited source of fossil fuels. So this also impacts the carbon footprint and the air quality that we all depend on every single day to breathe clean air and live a normal life. Ecosystems for wildlife depend on water cycles as well to have a healthy ecosystem. And if they don't have a clean source of water to depend on, and they don't have a water cycle to repeat on, they won't have an ecosystem to rely on for the rest of their lives, and ecosystems could crash and extinction could occur. Some people are concerned mainly on how it affects their bank accounts and the economy itself. So citizens may doubt that wasting water affects the economy, but it does drastically. The GRI states that when a healthy source of water collapses, small corporations and large corporations will come into a competitive market just to find and locate their businesses near a clean source of water. Now, the least amount of businesses, or the businesses that can't compete with large corporations, will collapse, causing many businesses to collapse due to the fact that they don't have a simple, clean source of water to fuel their business. Wasting water also affects your own wallet at home as well. It may not seem like it at first, but if you leave your sink running just for an extra 10-15 seconds every single day, that water adds up. The wasting that water adds up, goes right back into the pipe systems that could be used for a better reason. You may also believe that it won't change even if you start yourself. You may believe that your contribution won't do enough to stop wasting water, but in fact it really does. So change starts with one person. If you look back at history, change starts with one person, and then it spiral effects to everyone around the area, because everyone learns that this is good and this is bad, when they realize this is extremely bad for our health. State of the Planet states that half of our food supply every single year, which is worth $48.3 billion, is wasted. Half of the world's food supply is wasted just from simply using 10.5 trillion gallons of water is also wasted. This amount of water is enough to provide for 500 million people. The fact of the matter is that wasting water is a detrimental loss to the world we live in today. There's not an unlimited source of water. Only 70% of the earth is filled with water, but that is mostly seawater, which is water we cannot use, drink, or bathe in due to the fact that it carries heavy amounts of salt. After doing plenty of research, I decided to create the Water Waste Act. The Water Waste Act is a filtration system and as well as a water tank that can be installed into drains and pipes into your home. This filtration system will clean water the moment it goes through your drains when you use the sink or use the restroom or use your tubs. And the filtration system will go back into a water tank that is installed underneath your home. So this water tank that installs the filtered water is available for reuse to put back into your piping systems, or you can use it for donation to give to the needed people across the world. I believe if we sign this petition and get enough people to sign this petition, we can make it a requirement for all homes, businesses, establishments as well. Now, depending on the sizes of homes, establishments, and businesses, the size of the water tanks and filtration systems may vary. So there are some possible challenges that we probably would have to go through. So the number one challenge will we need enough signatures on a petition to force the government to act and go against or go with the public's needs of having a clean water system and stop wasting water. To make this all come together, let me provide you with a clean scenario. So for example, when the act is enforced, when enough signatures are signed under the petition, say for example, a citizen named Bob would like to have this water tank and filtration system installed into his home immediately. What he can simply do is give a call to his local city or the local government. The city can provide logistics of the installation, the time it will take, and what exactly it will do to help the earth. Afterwards, Bob can schedule an appointment for the city to come out to their home and send one plumber and one engineer to install the water tank and to install the filtration system. As well as this, Bob can get weekly updates on the tank and have the option to reuse the water and push the water back through the piping systems into his home, or simply just donate the water for anyone else who is in need. So I hope we can all take this serious matter into our hands and stand up and fight to make a change. Join me and sign the petition to save humans and our beloved earth. Thank you.
Good job. We just